Hello, guys. Welcome you all to the Insights into Money podcast. Let's start today's discussion, folks. On the topic, can AI make you rich? The truth about algorithmic trading.
It is great to be here.
Yeah, so imagine spending, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year on these massive supercomputers, right? Firing up a highly sophisticated artificial intelligence network just to trade stocks.
Right.
Only to get completely beaten over a 16-year stretch by some guy who just bought a basic S&P 500 index fund and took a nap.
Which is a very real scenario.
Exactly. That actually happened in 2025. So today, our mission for you all listening is to cut straight through the massive wall of noise surrounding AI in finance.
Because there is so much noise right now.
There really is. We're going to find out if this technology is actually a magic money-making machine or if it's, just a highly complex, incredibly fast game of probability.
Yeah, that's the real question.
And to do this, we are powering today's deep dive with a massive stack of academic trading models, institutional performance data, and recent regulatory alerts. Okay, let's unpack this. Before we get into whether these algorithms can buy you a private island, we really need to establish what AI is actually doing mechanically that a human trader simply cannot do.
Yeah, well, the best way to look at it is really through the lens of cognitive bandwidth. I mean, we are fundamentally limited by our biology.
Sure.
A human analyst, they can read a few earnings reports, track some moving averages, maybe listen to a quarterly call.
If they've had enough coffee.
Right, exactly. But they are totally blind to the vast majority of the global data flow. What artificial intelligence is doing, specifically modern deep learning frameworks, is ingesting massive high-dimensional data sets at superhuman speeds.
Wow.
It is mapping thousands of intersecting variables in real time.
And it's moved way beyond just staring at a stock chart, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you listening right now probably already know the basics of quantitative trading.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's just plugging moving averages into a bot anymore.
No, not at the institutional level.
The true edge right now is alternative data. We're talking about algorithms parsing, like satellite imagery of retail parking lots to count cars.
Oh, absolutely.
Or scanning global shipping container manifests just to figure out a company's quarterly revenue weeks before the actual earnings report is even drafted.
That hybrid approach is where the technology becomes formidable. Modern institutional systems, they pair that hard quantitative data with highly nuanced qualitative data using natural language processing.
Like reading the news.
Yeah, exactly. They utilize specialized large language models. A prime example is Finbert, which is an architecture explicitly trained on financial text. It's constantly scanning the internet, but it isn't just looking for positive or negative keywords. It actually understands context.
Right, because context in finance is everything. Like if a CEO tweets, our new product is sick, a basic algorithm from 5 years ago might see the word sick, classify it as negative, and dump the stock.
Which would be a disaster.
Totally. But a specialized NLP model understands the modern colloquialism means excellent and executes a buy order. So it's essentially like having a million brilliant interns reading every financial tweet and news ticker simultaneously who never need to sleep and never panic sell.
What's fascinating here is how the AI fuses that qualitative mood, the investor sentiment, the general psychology of the market at any given millisecond, with quantitative forces to adapt to shifting market regimes.
It's adapting constantly.
Constantly. It merges the contextual sentiment of a breaking news headline with the current order book depth, and it executes a trade before a human has even read the first word of the article.
Think about your own portfolio for a second. If you look at your screen and see a 10% drop, your stomach drops.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, the panic sets in.
The adrenaline kicks in, fear takes over. Or, on the flip side, maybe you win 5 trades in a row and you get sloppy because you feel invincible. The AI doesn't have a stomach. It executes its program strategies with 100% consistency.
It enforces its own risk management without a single second of hesitation.
It's totally cold.
Very cold. The complete removal of cognitive bias is the foundational advantage here. But having said that, if we accept that AI possesses this massive superhuman data processing power and total psychological discipline, we have to actually look at the performance data.
Wait, I've seen the marketing brochures from these quantitative funds. They claim massive market-beating alphas. So why isn't everyone running an AI fund a billionaire?
Right, it seems like they should be.
If the machines are processing satellite data in milliseconds, shouldn't they just be printing money constantly? How can the benchmark reality be so stark?
Well, it's because the marketing rarely highlights the cost of defense.
What do you mean?
When we look at institutional performance data over a recent 16-year period from 2010 through 2025, the S&P 500 yielded an average annual return of 12.86%.
Okay, that's solid.
But the average hedge fund, which includes many utilizing these incredibly sophisticated algorithmic strategies, yielded just 6.22%.
Less than half the return of a basic index fund. Are the funds lying in their marketing, or is something else eating all those profits?
It comes down to something called cash drag and just the massive cost of constant hedging.
Okay, break that down for us.
So these funds are not designed to go all in on tech stocks and just ride the wave. They are deploying really complex long-short strategies. They spend huge amounts of capital buying options to protect against a crash that might not happen for years.
Which eats into the returns.
Exactly. Plus, you have the astronomical fees of running the supercomputers themselves. Look at the data from 2025 specifically. It was a relatively steady, unremarkable year for the market.
Yeah.
The S&P 500 returned 17.9%. The average hedge fund returned 12.6%. The boring benchmark outperformed the so-called smart money by 530 basis points.
But surely the funds purely dedicated to AI, like the ones built entirely around machine learning from day one, are pulling ahead of the pack.
Even they struggle significantly with consistency.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, we have massive, highly sophisticated AI funds like Numerai, returning 25% in 2024.
Which are fantastic numbers.
They are, but that exact same fund suffered a brutal 17.38% drawdown the year prior, in 2023. Or consider Volian, a major pioneer in applying deep learning to finance.
Right, they're huge.
Their longest-running fund averages around 9.5% historically. It's respectable, absolutely, but it is not the market-thumping revolution people are sold.
So when do these highly paid, super intelligent algorithms actually justify their existence?
They justify their existence when the market crashes.
How interesting.
Yeah, in that 16-year window, hedge funds only beat the S&P 500 in 2015, 2018, and 2022.
The years when the broader market bled. So they didn't win by making more, they won by losing less.
Exactly. If we connect this to the bigger picture, the goal of institutional AI is rarely to capture exponential windfalls. They are playing Moneyball.
Just trying to get on base.
Yes. They are looking to capture a very slight edge, being just a tiny fraction over 50% of the time, over millions of trades, and preserving capital when the market craters. They essentially act as sophisticated portfolio insurance for billionaires.
Wait, so everyday investors are being told they need these complex alternative AI investments to build wealth, but mathematically speaking, over a long time horizon in a bull market, they'd mathematically be better off just putting their money in a boring S&P 500 index fund and taking a nap.
Mathematics certainly favors the passive approach during sustained growth periods, yes.
Okay, so if the billion-dollar funds are essentially just playing expensive defense, what about the battlefield for the guy at home? Can a retail trader sitting in their living room use AI to beat the institutions?
Well, to even consider that, you have to look at the immense technological moat dividing retail and institutional players.
The infrastructure.
Right. The infrastructure costs alone are staggering. A single Bloomberg terminal runs between $24,000 and $27,000 a year. And the exchange data feeds, the direct, unfiltered fire hose of market data that can easily cost over $111,000 annually.
And that's just buying the information. That doesn't even factor in the speed of executing the trade once you actually have the information.
And speed is where the retail trader is completely locked out.
Yeah.
Institutions utilize something called co-location.
Right. Explain that for those who haven't heard of it.
They pay astronomical fees to physically place their computer servers inside the actual exchange data centers.
Literally in the same room.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right next to the matching engines. They do this to literally shorten the physical distance the light has to travel through the fiber optic cables.
That is insane.
It buys them an advantage measured in nanoseconds.
So it's like sitting in the front row of an auction, hearing the guy in the back row whisper his bid to his friend, and raising your paddle a millisecond before the auctioneer can even process the sound of his voice. That is high-frequency trading. You simply cannot compete with that from a laptop over a standard Wi-Fi connection.
You really can't. Which is why retail traders need to stop trying to fight a speed war against supercomputers.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though. Because while retail will never win the nanosecond race, The underlying logic of algorithmic trading has actually been totally democratized.
It really has.
We now have cloud platforms and no-code bot builders where, for under $100 a month, you can string together complex API connections to your broker. You can automate your entire strategy without knowing how to write a single line of code.
That democratization highlights the true retail advantage, which is maneuverability.
Agility.
Right. An institutional whale managing $10 billion cannot slip into a thinly traded stock or scalp microcontracts without moving the price against themselves.
So too big.
Exactly. The moment they start buying, the market sees the volume and reacts. But retail traders are minnows. They can slip in and out of the market completely invisibly.
But if retail traders are stringing together these API bots to execute trades, aren't they just inheriting the exact same blind spots that the billion-dollar funds have?
Oh, absolutely.
What happens when the bot makes a mistake? Let's talk about the internal systemic dangers of these algorithmic models.
Those dangers are immense. The foundational flaw of advanced deep learning is the black box problem.
Right.
Complex neural networks ingest billions of data points, weigh them across millions of synthetic parameters, and output a trading signal. But the pathway it took to arrive at that signal is entirely opaque.
You can't see the math.
No. If an AI suddenly executes a bizarre trade that vaporizes millions of dollars, the developers, the executives, and the regulators cannot look inside the machine and explain why it made that choice.
If we can't even explain the logic of the trade to a board of directors or a regulator investigating a crash, aren't we just driving a highly explosive car blindfolded?
We are, and it introduces terrifying model risks. One of the most prominent is the Clever Hans effect.
I love this story. Go ahead.
So in the early 1900s, there was a horse named Clever Hans that people believed could do complex arithmetic by tapping its hoof.
Right, a math genius horse.
Yeah. But it turned out the horse wasn't doing math. It was just reading subtle, unconscious physical cues from the trainer's body language to know when to stop tapping.
That's crazy.
In machine learning, this happens when an AI learns to predict markets based on totally irrelevant data correlations rather than actual economic drivers. It might figure out a pattern that happened to align with a stock going up purely by accident, and suddenly it's betting millions of dollars on random noise.
Which feeds directly into the trap of overfitting.
Exactly.
This is where an algorithm looks absolutely flawless in a back-tested simulation. Like, a developer runs their new bot against the last 5 years of market data, and it prints a beautiful, upward trending profit chart.
It looks perfect.
But the moment they put it into the live market with real money, it fails spectacularly.
Because it literally memorized the past instead of learning how to adapt to the future.
Right.
The algorithm mapped the historical data too perfectly, treating random market noise and anomalies as strict rules. And when an unprecedented real-world crisis hits, the model shatters.
Right, the pandemic.
Look at the sudden, massive market crash at the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. The algorithms had zero historical data for a global economic lockdown. Their learned patterns became instantly irrelevant, and many of them completely failed to navigate the volatility.
And when things break in this space, they tend to break for everyone all at once. If we have dozens of different funds all building their AI on the same historical data sets, looking for the same patterns.
This raises an important question about systemic risk and algorithmic collusion. What happens when multiple massive funds are all utilizing similar foundational transformer architectures?
They're basically clones.
They are ingesting the same Bloomberg feeds, tracking the same sentiment analysis. They can inadvertently herd together. They might all spot the exact same false signal at the exact same millisecond.
And they all simultaneously decide to short the stock.
Yes. And as they sell, they trigger each other's automated stop losses, which creates a massive cascade effect.
A flash crash.
Exactly. This algorithmic herding causes extreme, sudden market volatility. It leads to flash crashes where liquidity just evaporates instantly because the machines are all running for the same exit at the exact same time. The industry's obsession with over-optimization creates a very dangerous, very fragile false confidence.
And speaking of false confidence, because AI is this opaque black box that everyone knows is powerful but very few actually understand, it has become the ultimate buzzword.
Oh, absolutely.
It is the perfect bait for fraudsters. We are seeing a massive explosion in what regulators are calling AI washing.
The practice is rampant. You have registered, supposedly established financial firms wildly exaggerating their capabilities. They take a simple, static, rules-based script, something a first-year programmer could write in an afternoon, and market it to unsuspecting investors as cutting-edge artificial intelligence just to attract capital.
It's the classic gold rush. The people making the only guaranteed money right now are the ones selling fake maps and expensive shovels.
And the fake maps are getting incredibly convincing. Fraudsters are deploying deepfake celebrity audio and video to endorse highly realistic, entirely fake trading platforms.
It thinks so real.
They target retail investors with promises of guaranteed returns, risk-free arbitrage, or algorithms that boast a 99% win rate.
We need to pause and emphasize this point to you listening right now. There is absolutely no such thing as a risk-free trading system. It does not exist in finance. Period.
It defies the fundamental physics of the market. Risk and return are intrinsically linked. If someone is offering you a 99% win rate with zero downside, you are looking at a scam.
Without a doubt.
The SEC is taking this threat so seriously that they proposed the predictive analytics rule. This isn't just a slap on the wrist. It is designed to force firms to completely eliminate conflicts of interest, where their analytical technology puts the firm's revenue ahead of the investor's well-being.
So they're cracking down.
They aren't just mandating disclosure anymore, they are demanding neutralization.
Because the technology can easily be optimized to churn your account, executing hundreds of micro trades just to rack up broker fees, all disguised as an AI recommendation that was supposedly acting in your best interest.
Transparency is your only defense. Legitimate, automated platforms are aggressively transparent about their risk limits. They publish their maximum historical drawdowns.
Right, they show you the bad stuff.
They are upfront about the mathematical certainty that losses will occur. Scams operate in the opposite direction. They sell the fantasy of effortless, automated wealth.
So what does this all mean? When we strip away the deepfakes, the buzzwords, the institutional marketing, and the nanosecond speed wars, we are left with a simple truth.
Which is?
AI will not effortlessly make you rich. It is a profoundly powerful tool for managing probability and executing discipline. But it is not a crystal ball.
The consensus across the data points to a hybrid future.
Yeah.
The era of the purely discretionary human trader relying on gut feeling is ending, but the era of the completely autonomous, perfectly predictive machine hasn't arrived either.
It is about augmented intelligence. The AI handles the heavy lifting, processing the high-dimensional data, reading the satellite imagery, parsing the sentiment of a million tweets, and spotting the hidden correlations.
Right.
But it requires the human analyst to provide the crucial real-world context. Humans have to define the risk parameters, they have to understand the macroeconomic nuance that the model hasn't encountered yet, and they ultimately have to oversee the strategy.
As this technology inevitably scales up and becomes more ubiquitous, it leaves us with a rather profound paradox to consider.
What's that?
If we eventually reach a point where every single market participant, from the retail minnow to the institutional whale, is using a perfectly optimized, identical AI to trade, does the market itself cease to function as a tool for human price discovery?
Wow.
If every algorithm knows exactly what a stock is perfectly worth at any given millisecond, who is left to take the losing side of the trade?
This was it on today's topic, guys. Kindly subscribe and follow us for more such insights on various discussions on money, and also do not forget to join our social media community to stay in touch and get updates.